In order to apply a nice chromey finish, you of course need to start with the basics. I firstly removed the chrome with some oven cleaner. I have a video on my channel about doing that as well. And then I of course prepped the parts, and afterwards I primed them. With all of the parts now primed, I let them dry for about 5 minutes and moved on to painting them with some jet black. I applied 2 or 3 coats depending on the parts and depending on the coverage on those various parts in order to get it completely black, nice and even. In between all of the coats, I let it dry for about 5 minutes before moving on to the second and third coat. And after that third coat, I let them dry for about 15 minutes, mixed up some 2K Diamond Clear, and made them super glossy. Now in this case I used the Zero Paints Primer Black and Clear, as I did not have the primer and the gloss black from Alclad in stock myself, but you could just use those just as well, gives the same finish if you apply it properly. I let the clear coat dry for about 2 to 3 days before moving on to applying the chrome finish. Now of course I'm using some Alclad Chrome in this case, just applying it super lightly with the normal settings on the airbrush, but just not letting too much paint through and not going for full coverage in that first coat, just a light mist. The first coat got about 5 minutes secure, and then I moved on to the second coat, doing exactly the same as the third, not going for full coverage but just going for a light even mist. And in doing that, you just cover the part automatically all over the place. You can already see that it's getting a super nice and chromy finish due to the gloss black and the chrome giving that effect of a sort of mirror. Now it's not the same as kit chrome or actual chrome, but it does come really close and it looks a lot better in scale than that super shiny glossy chrome that comes from the kit manufacturers themselves. Now after applying this second coat, it was all nicely finished and covered, so I let it dry for about 6 hours. After those 6 hours, I moved on to removing some of the overspray that falls onto the pieces with a microfiber cloth, and then I moved on to sealing it all with some aqua gloss from Alclad as well. This works perfectly fine with these chromy or metallizer paints that Alclad sells. It seals the paint and it keeps the shine. So the first coat of clear has been applied. I let it dry for about 5 minutes and I applied the second coat. Just in the same manner, super misty and not going for a super thick glossy finish, as if you go with a super thick coat it will create runs and remove the chrome effect, and that is all the way through. If you apply the chrome too thick it won't give the proper effect, and if you apply this clear too thick it won't give the proper effect either. Also important to note that this clear is the only clear I know of that works with these chrome or metallizer finishes from Alclad. Any 2K clear or 1K clear from any other brand I know of does not work. It strangely just removes the chromy and mirrory effect and it's all ruined. So if you do not want to use the Zero Paints Primer Black and also the 2K clear, you can also just use some Alclad Primer and some Alclad Gloss Black as well, and it should give pretty much the same finish in the end.